Imagine sitting down with a warm cup of tea, listening to a wise friend share health wisdom that could transform your life. Today, you're in for a treat as we dive into the remarkable journey of Sir Keith Stephen Jones, an Australian surgeon born on July 7, 1911, who lived a full century before passing on March 2, 2012. This isn't just a story about a man who patched people up. It's about a life brimming with lessons you can carry into your own world, and we're thrilled to unpack it together. So, grab a comfy spot, and let's explore what made Sir Keith's 100 years so inspiring. Oh, and if you find this as fascinating as we do, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to keep this wisdom flowing. Picture a young Keith, fresh-faced and eager, crossing oceans to train in Edinburgh, a city alive with cobblestone streets and the hum of medical discovery. By 1949, he'd earned the prestigious title of Fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons, a badge of honor that marked him as a healer with grit and skill. Back in Sydney, he didn't just practice general surgery. He poured his heart into it, stitching up bodies and lives with a steady hand. What's amazing is how his career wasn't about chasing glory. It was about showing up every day for people like you and me. How do you think you'd hold up under that kind of pressure? Now, let's fast forward a bit. Keith wasn't just a surgeon with a scalpel. He was a leader who stepped up for his fellow doctors. As a key figure in the Australian Medical Association, he fought for better care, not just in the operating room, but across the whole system. Think about that for a second. Here's a man who could have coasted on his skills, yet he chose to lift others up too. It's the kind of wisdom that whispers to you, how can you make a difference in your own corner of the world? Maybe it's a small act, like checking in on a neighbor, but it's those ripples that count. One thing that stands out about Sir Keith is how he lived to 100 sharp and engaged right to the end. You might wonder, what's the secret? Well, it's not some magic pill. It's the way he balanced work with a life well lived. A friend once shared a story about her granddad, let's call him Tom, who lived to 96 and swore by his morning walks and a hearty bowl of oats with fresh berries. The crunch of the oats, the burst of sweet tart fruit, it was his daily ritual, and it kept him ticking. Keith likely had his own version of that, a rhythm that fueled his century-long adventure. Speaking of fuel, let's talk about how you can borrow a page from Keith's book. Longevity isn't just luck, it's about choices you make every day. Picture your plate filled with vibrant greens, juicy tomatoes, and a drizzle of olive oil that smells like a Mediterranean summer. Pair that with a brisk walk where you feel the breeze on your face, and you're already on the path Keith walked. What's one simple swap you could make today? Maybe trading that soda for a glass of water with a twist of lemon. Little steps like these add up, and we're here to cheer you on. Keith's time in the operating room taught him something you can use too. Precision matters. He didn't rush through surgeries. He took his time, making sure every cut, every stitch was just right. Apply that to your life, whether it's cooking a meal or tackling a project. Slow down and do it well. A colleague once told me about her Aunt Sarah, who at 82 still baked bread every Sunday. The way she kneaded the dough, her hands sinking into the soft, warm mound, was pure care, and that loaf tasted like love. What's something you could give that kind of attention to? Let's shift gears a bit. Keith's leadership in the Australian Medical Association wasn't about barking orders. It was about listening, connecting, and building something bigger. You've got that power too, you know. Maybe it's rallying your family for a healthy dinner night or starting a walking group with friends. Imagine the chatter, the laughter, the shared sweat as you all move together. It's not just good for your body, it's good for your soul. What's one way you could bring people along on your journey? Now, here's a nugget of wisdom straight from Keith's playbook. Rest isn't weakness, it's strength. After long days in surgery, he knew how to step back and recharge. Think of it like this. A friend of mine, let's call her Emma, used to push herself non-stop until she crashed. Then she started taking 10-minute breaks to sip tea and watch the birds outside her window, their wings flashing in the sunlight. Suddenly, she had more energy for everything else. How do you recharge when life gets heavy? Let's keep this real. Keith's 100 years weren't all sunshine. He faced wars, loss, and the grind of a surgeon's life, yet he kept going. That resilience is something you can tap into when your own days feel tough. Picture a stormy afternoon, rain pelting the windows, and you're curled up with a bowl of warm soup, carrots and ginger blending into a cozy hug. That's not just food. It's a reminder you can weather anything with the right nourishment. What's your go-to comfort that keeps you steady? Here's where it gets fun. Keith's story isn't just history. It's a call to action for you. Every choice he made, from training in Edinburgh to leading in Sydney, built a life that mattered. You're building yours right now, and we're in this together. Why not try something new this week? Maybe whip up a recipe. Think roasted veggies with a sprinkle of herbs, the aroma filling your kitchen like a warm promise. Share it with us in the comments. What did you make, and how did it feel? Let's circle back to that longevity piece, because who doesn't want to thrive for decades? Keith's century wasn't about dodging every illness. It was about living fully day by day. A neighbor once told me about her Uncle Jim, who at 88 still danced with his wife every Saturday, the music swirling around them like a sweet memory. It wasn't fancy steps, it was the joy of moving together. What's one thing you could do today to feel that alive? As we roll along, think about how Keith's hands healed so many, steady, skilled, and kind. You've got your own kind of healing to offer, whether it's a smile, a meal, or just being there. Imagine sitting with a friend, sharing a plate of crisp apple slices and a dollop of almond butter, the crunch breaking the silence. That's connection, and it's as vital as any surgery Keith performed. Picture the scene, sunlight streaming through the window, the nutty aroma mingling with easy conversation, and a moment that feels like a balm to the soul. Keith knew the power of presence, honed over decades of caring for patients with patience and grace. You don't need a stethoscope to lift someone up, just a willingness to share a little light. Who could use a little of your warmth right now? Here's a question to chew on. What's your legacy going to be? Keith left behind a healthier community, not just through his scalpel, but through his leadership and care. You don't need a medical degree to do that. Start where you are. Maybe it's teaching your kids to love veggies, their little hands digging into a bowl of bright peas, or volunteering an hour to help someone out. Think of the joy in those small victories, the giggles as they pop peas into their mouths, or the quiet thanks from a stranger you've helped. Keith built his legacy stitch by stitch, conversation by conversation, and you can too. It's not about grand gestures. It's the everyday stuff that sticks. What's one small mark you'd like to leave on the world? Let's weave this all together. Keith's life was a masterclass in balance, purpose, and grit. He didn't just survive to 100, he lived it. And that's the wisdom we're sharing with you. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself and others in a way that feels good and sustainable. Imagine a Sunday picnic with friends, grilled chicken, a salad bursting with color, and laughter ringing through the air. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, taste the smoky meat and crisp greens, and let the chatter wash over you like a gentle wave. Keith found harmony in hard work and simple joys, a recipe you can stir into your own days. We're on this ride together, so why not try it? What's one step you'll take this week to live a little more like that? Now, let's land this plane with some fire in your belly. Sir Keith Stephen Jones didn't just clock 100 years, he filled them with meaning, and you're next in line. Start today, move your body, savor your food, connect with your people, and watch how it snowballs. We're building a community here, and you're a key part of it, so like this video, drop a comment with your thoughts, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who needs a nudge. Together, we're not just living, we're thriving, and that's the legacy worth chasing.